Guys, what's going on? Somebody Peaceful here, man. Daily reminder for you guys to get out of your comfort zones. Dead serious. I don't think I'm out of my comfort zone just yet. It is kind of strange just because I'm probably the most ethnic person here. Right? And the only one, by the way. Walking up these mountains, yelling at a camera. But you know what? It's fine. I think I've done worse once upon a time. Anyway, Somebody Peaceful back again with another video. I'm going to talk about comfort zones and semen retention, right? To the lads. Like, comment, subscribe. We're going to get into it right now, right? Semen retention, we already know what it is. You know, saving your energy, being celibate, honing that force, polarizing it. Make sure you're doing it in sincerity. What does that mean? It means you're not sleeping around. You're not looking at adult film content whatsoever, no matter the various levels or whatever the spectrum is that you use to grade that material. If you are looking at adult film content, you are failing at the practice. It's as simple as that. So when you do that, all of that energy is being honed within you. And of course, you have the proper outlets, the creative outlet. Perhaps you're an artist, perhaps you like to write, perhaps you like to sing, dance, whatever it may be. You have that creative outlet, utilizing that energy unconsciously. And then you have that physical outlet. So you don't necessarily have to go to the gym and do bench presses and deadlifts and squats, but perhaps you're doing some calisthenic exercises. So once you do that, you are going to feel a lot of that energy that is being transmuted from the lower nature to the higher. That is semen retention. Now, the longer you are on this practice, the more you're going to get out of your comfort zone. The more you're going to try to, you're not even going to consciously do it. You're going to unconsciously step out of your boundaries, your parameters of belief and living. And then you're going to see more. You're going to experience way more. For example, I don't know anything about the Balkans. I don't know anything about Eastern Europe, yet I'm here in Albania. I speak a little bit of Albanian, just a little, right? But I'm here by myself. I got a car, it's down the mountainside, but I'm here. I'm here, and I think that definitely I wasn't purposely trying to do this, but it's definitely due to this what happens when you're on this practice for such a long time. I'm on this current streak for 3 months, and I just felt like doing something different, shaking up the mundane, and I came here. I'm not saying that you guys are necessarily going to have the same reflected results, right? Where you go, oh, you know, I'm on 3 months of semen retention, I'm going to travel. No, perhaps you're going to, instead of, maybe you have a little bit of anxiety going to the gym, you know, to a public gym, just because people might stare at you doing the exercise and maybe you feel like you're not as strong as everyone else. So you're going to be afraid, right? But maybe after 2 months of the practice, you just feel like just going into the gym without any question, without any resistance from your mind. You're just going to go in and just do the exercise. That's part of getting out of your comfort zone that is accelerated through the practice of semen retention. I say nowadays, I mean, you have to be gung-ho on the practice. Please go straight in. But that doesn't define everything. There are a lot of proclivities and aptitudes, behavioral aptitudes that us gentlemen, us men have. And some people may feel more inclined to do something, another person, a group of people might feel inclined to do another thing. And I don't think that you should judge your personal practices based or your ability to escape your comfort zones, which is the most liberating that you could be in this life. I don't think that you should judge your how far you could waddle out into the pool outside of your comfort zone by looking at what other people do. I think that you need to go on this journey on your own, and you'll discover this. The longer you stay on the practice, you're gonna find out your own unique, sort of idiosyncratic route. At least that's what I think. You know, that's how it feels for me. I don't even know where the heck I am. I don't know. But I'm just gonna keep going. You know, if it's my time, it's my time, and if it's not, it's not. We're gonna continue. But honestly, this is a short and sweet message. This is just to say, guys, get the heck out of your comfort zone. Let's try to get enlightened a little bit, try to learn a little bit more. Just because rigidity never helped anyone. Sure, you're going to be able to weather the storm, but rigidity always gets eroded. You can see it in nature. How dams work is that they take water from a point and then they flush it out in another point. Our dam itself is not rigid, rather it is fit into a certain point of the river in order to have the water flow correctly. It is not just a wall blocking water from going to another point. This is how you guys should view yourselves on semen retention. You are fortified by the practice, right? You are honing in your energy. You stick to your beliefs and principles, right? Regarding the maintenance of the practice. But you are also flowing with the actions of life. When you see maybe a woman, right, that wants to talk to you. Don't ignore the woman, right? Talk to the woman. She's part of life. She has her own experiences. It's not going to kill you to speak to her. If you see a homeless person, of course, that seems a little bit belligerent. Like I had a situation today. I'm driving to Krujë, right, which is where I am now. Some homeless guy steps in front of the car, and then he does the little double ego. What's up, man? He does the little double ego, right? I'm like, okay, cool. Can I go? I'm honking the horn, and then he comes to the side of the car and sticks the middle finger at me. Right now, I'm just like, I just kept going because as long as he didn't cross that threshold. See here? Yeah, Mia. So I was like, I don't know if I had to get active, but he didn't try to punch the mirrors or anything, the windows, so I was good. I just kept going. What I'm saying is that, when you are confronted with situations like that, you have to learn how to be in a form of stoicism. You have to learn how to control yourselves, your inclinations, even when you're in situations that don't necessarily warrant automatically an physically aggressive response. You have to learn how to, getting out of your comfort zone is not necessarily doing something incredibly risky, but it's also escaping patterns of behavior. Maybe you are used to acting a certain way when you see a certain type of person all the time. And the longer you are on semen retention, you're going to slowly ascertain those behaviors of yours. Those behaviors that keep you in a prison almost. It keeps you tethered to the now, to the perpetual, to the eternal of never actually evolving. So stay on the practice of semen retention. You're going to find your path for sure. But then you have to also learn to go with the flow, to not be so rigid, to not be eroded by life by being so rigid, and going with the flow of things. Get out of your comfort zones. Try to learn a little bit more about this life. Talk to different people. That's all I'm saying. That's really all I'm saying. I had another situation too, where even here, I guess in Albania, there's not a lot. There's mostly the guys and the women look the same. So me being a dark-skinned dude, I get stared at a lot, and I think a lot of people from various cities, right, they'll think of it as like a sort of aggressive action, right? Oh, it's a call to arms or call to action. And you shouldn't really see things like that. I think that's a prison of belief. That's serious. I think that sometimes you need to just waddle out in the pool and be the active principal, which is that's something else I'm going to talk about in a later video. But be the active principal. Don't just be passive to everything. Just if someone stares at you, just say hi. They don't say hi back, then keep it pushing. Hey, bye-bye. You don't have to be disrespectful. You don't have to respond aggressively. This is what I'm trying to teach you. That's really it. You know what I mean? Just closing statements, closing remarks. Stay on the practices of semen retention, men. Women, be a bit more discerning, ascertaining, because I do have a lot of women that watch the channel. Try to be the active principal in your lives, but only insofar that you are, trying to match that balance of being passive and aggressive at some time. Not passive and active, but being passive and active. And then also escape your comfort zones. And with that being said, that is all I have to say to you guys today. You guys like that kind of content, like, comment, subscribe, share the video with your peers. Listen, don't ever let this place get you down. We have a lot of things going on. I've learned recently, man. I've learned a lot recently about myself and about the world, and I'm just sort of going with it now. Like, that's the reason why I'm on this godforsaken Krujë, right? Because I don't know. Something called me here, and I'm here. So I'm just saying, follow the call in all of your guys' vessels, and I'm sure you'll find a way. Don't let this place get you down, and stay radiant. I'm gonna see you guys in the next video. New pop shit. Woo!